In a quiet little cottage down by the sea lived Mrs. Mac and her family. Many creatures lived there, under a table and under a chair, behind a bookcase and under a stair, in that quiet little cottage down by the sea of Mrs. Mac and her family. It was cleaning day in that quiet little cottage down by the sea, and the Mac family were very busy. They dusted, they mopped, they soaped, they sopped, they wiped, they rubbed, and they swept and they scrubbed. And then, when all else was done, Mrs. Mac got out her vac. "Look out, Lara Longlegs," the others would tease, the others would jibe. It was all right for them, they could curl up and hide. But Lara, with her legs so long, had nowhere to go, nowhere to run, for as much as she tried she couldn't hide from Mrs. Mac and her monstrous vac. She rolled, she twisted, she curled, she twirled, she folded those legs, bent them quite out of shape, but whatever she tried she couldn't escape the mighty vac of Mrs. Mac. She scampered, she scurried, she sprinted, she hurried, dashing and darting, running and hiding, into the living room under the sofa. "Look out, Lara Longlegs, Mrs. Mac has her vac in the living room and under the sofa," pushing and prodding, zipping and zapping, prowling and poking, snarling and snapping. She scampered, she scurried, she sprinted, she hurried, dashing and darting, running and hiding, into the study under the desk. "Look out, Lara Longlegs, Mrs. Mac has her vac in the study and under the desk," pushing and prodding, zipping and zapping, prowling and poking, snarling and snapping. She scampered, she scurried, she sprinted, she hurried, dashing and darting, running and hiding, into the bathroom under the cabinet. "Look out, Lara Longlegs, Mrs. Mac has her vac in the bathroom and under the cabinet," pushing and prodding, zipping and zapping, prowling and poking, snarling and snapping. She scampered, she scurried, she sprinted, she hurried, dashing and darting, running and hiding, into the bedroom under the bed. "Look out, Lara Longlegs, Mrs. Mac has her vac in the bedroom and under the bed," pushing and prodding, zipping and zapping, prowling and poking, snarling and snapping. She jumped, she dived, she reached for the bed, stretching and snatching, clawing and catching, grabbing and grasping, clutching and clasping. "Hold on tight, Lara Longlegs," the others called, but the hideous vac would not be stalled. It snarled and it growled, it hollered and it howled, poking and plucking, slurping and sucking. That vicious vac was far too strong. Lara was dragged from the bed. In a moment she was gone. Up, up, up she flew, twisting and twirling, swinging and swirling, curving and curling. "Help, oh help!" she yelled, squealing and shrieking, shouting and screeching. Down, down, down she fell, sliding and slipping, tumbling and tipping, whirling and whipping, until, crash, thump, she landed with a tremendous bump. "Ouch!" she cried, moaning and groaning, sobbing and sighing, weeping and wailing, bawling and crying. "Lara Longlegs, Lara Longlegs!" someone shouted with glee. Lara opened her eyes, and what did she see? Her mother, her father, her sister, her brother. Oh, what a surprise! Her family! They cheered, they hugged, they jumped for joy, excited, delighted, singing and dancing, laughing and prancing, bouncing and bopping, leaping and hopping. There was fun and frolic and happiness galore, for the Longlegs family were together once more.